The Golden State Warriors came into the season with a lot of expectations. Being the defending champs and having a very intriguing young core, they were expected to come out flying out of the gate. But that wasn't the case. The Warriors stumbled to a 3-7 start and showed a lot of vulnerabilities. However, after their most recent win against the Utah Jazz on Friday night, the Warriors are finally back to 500 and look to be regaining their championship form. What's going on, everyone? Luca Rosano here, back with another video. In this one, we're going to be talking about the Golden State Warriors and how they're starting to figure it out. If you enjoy this content, please drop a like on the video. It helps it a ton. And also subscribe to the channel if you are new for more videos just like this. We're trying to hit 28K. That would be greatly appreciated. Now, there were two main reasons why the Warriors got out to an underwhelming 3-7 start. First was their defense, which is still finding its way toward the high bar that it set over the past decade and the defense that we saw last season. The other was the reserve unit, which took leads built by the starters and absolutely squandered them. It got bad enough that head coach Steve Kerr took drastic measures. For the last few games, he's been pulling Draymond Green midway through the first quarter and allowing him to start the second period as the floor leader of the reserves. Then, following the same pattern in the second half, it's been working really well. The Warriors have won 4 of their last 5 games, the only loss coming against the Pelicans, in which 4 of the 5 starters rested and Kevon Looney played just 5 minutes. This game aside, the Warriors have looked every bit like the dominant force most everybody expected to see coming into the season after a very impressive championship postseason run. Let's talk about Draymond Green over the last 5 games, shall we? The offense has scored 42 more points per 100 possessions with Green on the court, while the defensive rating improves from 118.5 to 102.9. Overall, the Warriors' net rating is 57.5 points better over the past 5 games when Green is on the floor. This is absolutely crazy. The most successful reserve lineup has been Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, offseason signing Dante DiVincenzo, and Anthony Lamb, who has worked his way into a significant role on this team. This 5-man unit has a net rating of plus 47 in 13 minutes. With Green around to handle the majority of the playmaking, Poole is freed up to become more of a scorer. Draymond has everything to do with our team's success, Kerr said after Friday's win over the Jazz. This guy is just so good at the game, the entire game. He just gets it. He sees it at both ends, close quote. Now, another key to the Warriors' recent return to form is none other than Klay Thompson. And Klay Thompson has gotten a lot of criticism to start the season. I mean, everybody's been coming at this dude saying he's washed, he's lost his touch, he's not the same Klay, and he's felt that pain. And recently, he opened up about being criticized during a very subpar shooting stretch to start the season. But fortunately for him and the Warriors, things are starting to turn around for him as well. And it's Klay's patience that has been the culprit to his turnaround. Kerr has consistently remarked over the past week about how Thompson's patience has not only led to everybody getting their own, but also to a better Warriors offense overall. And it started during the team's home win over the Knicks and has continued during this recent stretch of wins. Thompson has never been shy about letting it fly. And sometimes he does this to a fault. He takes shots that he simply shouldn't. But now we're seeing Thompson become a little bit more passive. Passing up a contested shot often leads to more open looks for his teammates, whether on the same possession or later in the game. Over his last 4 games of being patient, which have been all Warriors wins, Thompson is averaging 24.8 points on 52, 55, 80 shooting splits. Compare that to the 15.1 points per game on 35, 33, and 81 splits prior to his newfound patience. The Warriors are starting to get that swagger back, and we see from this team, when that starts to happen, look out. And even with all of their struggles, the one mainstay has been the Warriors have been absolutely dominant at home. That is something that has never been in question. They are now 9-1 at home, and it was that home record which propelled the Warriors to a lot of success on their way to a championship last season. But they have to now figure out their road woes, as they've struggled on the road, to say the least. They are just 1-9 with their only win against the Houston Rockets. Now, the Warriors know how important it is to win on the road. You need to be able to win on the road, especially come playoff time. So the next step towards getting back to contention and getting back to that championship form is to start winning on the road. And they'll get their chance to do that with upcoming games in Minnesota and Dallas, two tough places to play. Now, before I conclude in this video, lastly, I want to talk about Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry has been absolutely unbelievable, and he should be getting a lot of MVP considerations. He's been the main constant on this Warriors team through thick and thin, and even during their worst days. To start this season, it's been Stephen Curry, who else, who's been shouldering the load. I mean, the dude had a 50-point game in a loss. It was heartbreaking to see Stephen Curry play so well, play at such a high level, and still come away with the L. But now, everybody is starting to pick up the slack, and it is a great thing to see. And Stephen Curry, you know what he's going to give you on every single night. He's been the engine on this team. He continues to play at a high level. He shows no signs of slowing down. And he was brilliant once again on Friday as he scored 33 points with 6 3-pointers to lead all 5 Golden State starters in double figures. And the Warriors comfortably beat the Jazz 129-118. And his performance is so impressive that even Jazz coach Will Hardy acknowledged that he sometimes stops to watch Stephen Curry and has to, and I quote, snap out of it and remember to coach. Curry recorded his 12th 30-point game out of 17, the first time in his career he's been on that kind of pace. He's just as terrifying today as he was then, Hardy said, of the reigning NBA Finals MVP. Stephen Curry is playing at an all-time high level, and the Warriors collectively are starting to get back to their championship form. That is a scary thing to see, especially in a Western Conference that right now is very wide open. So we'll see how the Warriors continue to play, and we'll see how they fare on the road during their upcoming games. But this Warriors team looks to be getting back to the team they once were. So that is just my 2 cents on the Golden State Warriors. Let me know what your reaction has been to this Warriors latest impressive run. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking. Also, drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Warriors content. Come through on this one. And that is it for me. As always, thank you so much for watching. This is Luca Rosano signing off, and I'll catch you all again in the next video.